Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are here to talk about a brand new release from Lunar Beauty. So if that is something you're interested in watching, you're in the right place. We're about to get into it.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
Alright you guys, so Lunar Beauty has come out with a brand new collection for Halloween, and I have to say you guys, this collection is actually quite different. There has been a lot of discussion online about this collection. A lot of people have some opinions about the palette and the color story, etc. We're going to get into all that, but first let's start with actually what's in this collection. So we have a palette, and then we have three lip products. You have a liquid lipstick, actually two liquid lipsticks, and a gloss. So let's get into the lip products first. Now, for those of you that know, the last collection featured the release of the brand new component with the black ombre, and the little jewel is been up there for quite some time. This component has been the Lunar Beauty lip component for quite a while, but recently after the Greek Goddess collection, they decided to go with the black ombre for liquid lipsticks, and then they decided to go with a whiter ombre for the glosses, and they've stuck with that on this launch. The two liquid lipsticks are in the black ombre, and then the gloss is in like the whiter one. Now, the one thing I do want to show you guys is the outside packaging for these liquid lipsticks. The whole outside packaging for these products in this collection are very spooky, very Halloween vibey. I think it's so cool, especially when we get to the palette. But I want to show you guys up close what just this little component looks like. It's actually really, really pretty in its detail. It has this gold foil ribbing around the ends, and then you have these two hands with the Lunar Beauty logo in the middle. I just think for outside packaging, it's so pretty. I just love the outside components of these. Now, of course, you guys all know that I love the inside components of these liquid lips. I love the little gemstone at the top. I think it's really cool. I am going to show you guys these components up close so that you can see the doe foot applicator and the components up close here. With this collection, we're going to be looking at a blood red and a black. So let's take a look at these components here. So again, this is like a holographic type lettering on the component itself, and then you have the jewel at the end. The doe foot applicator is that really thin kind of ballerina slipper with a pointed tip type of applicator. I like that kind of a tip for a liquid lipstick because it allows you to get in there and be really precise. Now let's talk about these two colors. I think these colors for a Halloween collection are pretty appropriate. You have a blood red that is just stunning and is going to be stunning for the holidays and for fall. And then one side note on this liquid lipstick that's black. This is one of the most opaque black liquid lipsticks that I have ever seen. It is so opaque, and it just looks great on the lip itself. Not my cup of tea, actually, either one of these colors, but as far as a formula is concerned, it's amazing. The pigmentation's amazing. How opaque both of these colors are is quite stunning. I am going to show you what they look like on here, but just keep in mind this is not exactly my color scheme. So this blood red is just that. It is a really deep blood red it is really pretty. It'll be great for the holidays. Some of you guys will really be able to pull this off. I can't. And then of course the black, this is going to be great for those of us that like those more goth type of looks for Halloween. And I actually know quite a few girls that can really rock like that pale complexion with those really black smoky eyes and a black lip, and it just looks gorgeous with a black set of nails, and they can do the whole monochromatic thing and it just looks stunning. Not for me, but the formula itself is really, really good. So that's these two liquid lipsticks. Now, the gloss, I have to say, I always get excited when it comes to a Lunar Beauty gloss. Now, if you'll remember correctly, the last release that we talked about, which was the Strawberry Dreams release, the one that he just released for like the summer collection. The gloss in that is Dreamy, and it's this gloss right here. It's like a peachy pinky kind of gloss. You guys, I am almost out of this one because I've used this gloss all summer long. I honestly, since this collection has come out, I don't know if you guys can see in there, but I am down to about right here. I am almost out of this one. This gloss formula, his gloss formula it's amazing. It really is. I've kept this. This is my purse gloss. So this has been in my purse ever since Strawberry Dreams came out. And like I said, I am almost out of this one. So I was super excited to see the brand new gloss. And of course, I was not let down. This gloss, it's the same amazing formula, but this one has some iridescence to it. So the doe foot applicator on this component is a little different. It's really this thick flocking on the end of it, which makes it so soft. It's my favorite kind of gloss applicator. I just love it. And then the gloss formula itself, like I said, is the same, but with this one, you have this really pretty kind of iridescent sheen to it where it has like purples and pinks in it. It just looks gorgeous, you guys. Here, I'll put a little bit on, and it looks good over any lip. It just doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter what kind of a lip you have on. You can rock this gloss over any kind of a lip. So pretty. I love it. It just has this really light kind of purpley iridescent tint to it that I just love it. I really, really like this gloss. And I think it's because it's the formula. It's the base gloss formula. It's one of my favorite glosses on the market right now. Now, do I like it as much as Dreamy? No. Dreamy is definitely still my absolute favorite. This is still going to be my absolute favorite everyday go-to gloss. But if I want something a little bit sparkly, a little shiny, then I'll absolutely reach for this one. This one definitely is like kicking up the sparkle just a notch, but still stunning formula, absolutely beautiful. I love these lip sets. I think it was great for this particular collection. All right, so moving on to the main star of the show. So we all saw the outside packaging of the lip products. The outside packaging for this palette, you guys, is so beautiful. It really is so pretty. So it's meant to present like a book. So this is like a book sleeve. You have that same really, really pretty gold foil detailing all the way around the perimeter of the palette. And then this is just a sleeve. The actual palette itself slides out of this sleeve like a book. And then of course you have, this is the actual palette, and it even has like detailing here where it looks like pages. It has this little faux lock on it right here, and it's kind of raised a little bit, so it gives you that 3D type of look. And then of course this is just stunning, and it actually feels like the outside of a book. It feels like a bound book, if you know what I'm saying. The same hands that are on the lipsticks are actually on the back of the palette itself, and then you have here like the whole planets. You've got this whole little, it's just amazing. You have little animals over here that make it all spooky around a hand palm. You have a little eyeball peeking through this keyhole here. There's all these creepy little details that just make this so cute. But I'll let you guys see this up close here. So from Manny MUA, on the back of the palette, it says, "Something wicked this way comes. Be ready to shock and amaze in this enchanting 15 color palette. Go from good witch to bad witch in a snap. This palette will put a spell on you." And then of course it has that same whole thing in Spanish. It has a 12-month shelf life. It is cruelty free. And then of course it has the Lunar Beauty social media stuff on the back as well. They call this a color palette because once again you're dealing with pressed pigments inside of this palette. The outside packaging is gorgeous. So inside we have quite a color story, and you know, you crack it like a book, which I absolutely love. And I will say this before we actually get into the inside of the palette. There was a lot of whispering online about the color story from this palette, that it didn't seem very Halloween-y, and there was a lot of talk online about that. A lot of people were saying it looks like he had a spring palette that he wasn't able to launch for whatever reason, and he just decided to throw it in here and launch a Halloween palette to get rid of product or something. There's a lot of different conspiracy theories out there about the color story, but if you watch his release video, he explains where his head was at when it comes to this color story. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. So you have a mirror obviously on this side, and then when you open it, here she is. It's going to be hard for you guys to see because of the reflective foil that's on here, so I'll give you guys a close-up of it here. So again, this is a 15 pan palette. You do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically 7. You've got 5 like really powerful metallics in here. Then you have 2 shimmer shades that are a little bit more subdued, and then the rest of them are all mattes. You have greens, you have purples, and then you have this beautiful row of like transition colors in the middle. Now, the way that Manny actually explained this color story is that, first of all of the names of all of the colors, they're all named after famous witches in pop culture. Everything from Bewitched, you have Samantha in here, all the way down to Prue, Piper, and Phoebe from Charmed. There's Winifred on here from the Hocus Pocus. So all of the witches that you can think of are all named in here after shadow shades. So witches was his main focus, and the 2 colors that he thought of when he thought of witches was purple and green, and then that's how the color story was born, and that was his thought process. So if you actually look at the palette itself, you have all of these really pretty purple variations here. You have all these really pretty green variations down here. And then you have this kind of transition neutral type of shades here in the middle, which make really good transition colors. Or even if you just want to use the palette for a neutral look, you can do that too. So there are a lot. It did make the palette a lot more versatile. But I think the hullabaloo out there from a lot of people that I saw was, you know, where is the blacks? Where is the orange? Where is basically the fall vibes out of a Halloween type of palette? And I don't know, I guess my thought process on it is, if you're looking for a fall palette, it's October, so like just get a palette from anywhere at this point. Everything is a fall vibe right now. You can find fall shadows and fall color stories everywhere. So I actually like the color story. I think it's refreshing, especially for this time of year, to go a little, maybe a little sideways on this particular palette. But then again, Manny has never really been traditional with his launches. If you guys will remember back to the Goddess collection, when that collection launched, everybody was like, what does this have to do with Christmas? And And that was the slack that everybody was giving him about the Goddess collection, was that it's just not very Christmassy. And, you know, I'm hearing the same thing around the Moonspell palette. It's just not very Halloweeny. And I think at this point, we've pretty much figured out that Lunar Beauty doesn't really stick with traditional type of color stories based on the season. So for me, I think it's par for the course for Lunar Beauty. I think it's absolutely what I would expect of Lunar Beauty and a Halloween palette. I love the formula, you guys. There is, in particular, a couple of shades in here that really, really stand out. I'm actually wearing the palette on my eyes tonight, but I am going to show you guys some swatches here. So this is basically the first 2 rows. So you have all of the purples, you have this entire second row of these kind of neutral transition shades, but this one shade in particular, Mary, it kind of comes off like a dirty kind of taupe color. You guys, it is one of my favorite shades in this palette. I also really like Phoebe because it's a purple that has like this really pretty shift to it, but from a neutral perspective, the matte formula in here is so beautiful. I absolutely love the matte formula. Now the bottom row, you have these really pretty greens and these teals, and then of course you have a gold here, which is called Hermione, but Fiona, this really deep teal, is absolutely gorgeous. It has like, it's almost like a black base to it, and then, you know, it has a little bit of a flip to it when the light catches it. Stunning, absolutely stunning. And then Hermione, that gold is just gorgeous, but of course the mattes are beautiful too. He really does have a beautiful eyeshadow formula. They're so soft, they're so pigmented, and they actually blend out so beautiful on the eyes. I could not wait to get my little fingers into this palette, and that's unusual for me. Typically, I shy away from purples and greens, and when I heard that that was the color story of this particular palette, I actually shied away from it a little bit and was just like, I don't know about this one. I don't know if I'm gonna love it. And then once I dug into it, there's just so much in here, you guys. These 2 colors right here are so beautiful from a matte perspective. Winifred and Sarah, you have this really pretty light taupe, and then these 2 really, really pretty neutral browns here. This green is like an army green, and it goes really pretty with these neutral colors. I love using this taupe and wrapping it into these brighter purples. This is Mary. This is my favorite shade in the entire palette. I actually have it all over my lids tonight. It's just gorgeous. It's like, I don't know how to describe it for you guys. It's like this, it's like a taupe kind of, but it has this micro glitter in it that just makes it like so pretty, and you can't even see the micro glitter here, so it's not even like doing it justice, but it's so pretty. It's like my favorite color in this palette, probably next to Phoebe, because Phoebe is just one of those that's so bright and has this really beautiful purple flip to it. It's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. I love it, you guys. I didn't expect to. I honestly thought, what am I going to do with these colors? And the more that I jumped in and played with it, the more I love it. And of course, I'm obsessed with the packaging. I just think that his packaging is always so inventive and so unique. You know what? I just think Lunar Beauty is one of those brands that gets overlooked so often. Honestly, you guys, this is still front and center here because I love it. I love the shades out of it. They were all gorgeous. It's one of my favorite neutral palettes. Another one that's front and center is this highlight formula, as I'm knocking everything over, because I love this highlighter formula. It's one of my most used highlighter formulas. You can't tell by looking at it, because I swear to God, I don't think I'm ever going to hit pan on this, but it is so beautiful and so stunning. And I liked it so much that I actually had to go and grab the singles of it because I love the singles so much. I always wanted to make sure that I had one when I traveled and I didn't need to bring the whole palette along. And even the components on this, I mean, seriously, you guys, it's like a crystal. And the packaging, his components, he always puts so much thought and so much work into all of his products, and they're really good products, and they just, in my opinion, they get overlooked a lot and they don't get talked about enough. So I absolutely love this collection. I think it's 100% Erica approved. If you're looking for a really cool gift for somebody for Halloween, I think this would make a really cool gift for somebody. And if you're looking to treat yourself, then I would definitely grab the Moonspell palette by Lunar Beauty because I think it's cool. I mean, come on. You can sit it on your bookshelf like a book. I'm so going to do that. I love it. I think it's so cute. Well done, Lunar Beauty. I think it was a job well done. I think you guys did an amazing job on this Halloween collection, and I absolutely love everything. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Is it what you expected? Are you a fan of the color story? Are you maybe not so much a fan of the color story? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you came by to hang out with us today. Make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button before you leave. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Erica Approved. And as always, I hope you guys are all very, very happy and very, very healthy. And I will see you guys in the next video.